Hello everybody, I'm Brian Schmidt, President of Schmidt Security Pro and Schmidt Fire, and I'm here today with Troy Bright. Troy is our Director of Client Services and works very closely with the residential and small business part of our business. And we're here today to talk about awareness and property awareness and different ways in which the technologies that are out there today can help you be a more informed homeowner and let you know what's happening at your home, whether you're home during the day or gone on vacation, morning, afternoon, or in the middle of the night, to just better keep you informed and what's happening, what's going on at the house. So we appreciate the opportunity to share this information, and glad you guys could join us today. Anything to add to that, Troy?
I think you pretty well nailed it, Brian.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. So a couple things we did is we put together some solutions that we've used to help other customers, and hopefully we can share this and provide some ideas for y'all as to keep you informed. So starting off, what is property awareness and why does it matter? Troy, what is property awareness and why does it matter?
So property awareness is what I would call staying in the know with what's going on not only at your house but at your property, and you may have multiple properties. This includes your business as well. And by staying in the know, what I mean is we combine different tools for you at your property to alert you, to notify you, and a lot of these tools are smart tools that will tell you, for instance, if a vehicle pulls in the driveway or if an employee unlocks the door. So tying all these tools together kind of give you a snapshot, for lack of a better term, for what you can expect to see happen at your property or your house.
Okay, cool, awesome. Well, let's dig into it a little bit and
Sure.
talk some more about that. So first thing we have on our list to talk about is smart video analytics. So can you give us an overview of what are smart video analytics and how does that help people out?
Absolutely. So I try to shorten it down. I just say smart video. Smart video to me is you're going to be notified or told what is happening at your property via whether it's push notification, text message. And what's going to happen is our smart video analytics have the capability to tell the difference between a person, an animal, a vehicle, or what we call other. That could be rain, snow, leaves, anything else. And what it does is it allows you to get rid of the fluff. It allows you to hone in on what you want to be notified about. So the example I gave earlier, someone pulling in your driveway. It allows you to receive that information, but block out everything else that you don't want to know about.
Okay. A true story, and this really did just happen to me this morning, is, and I was still in bed at 6:20 in the morning, but at 6:20 in the morning, I received a notification on my phone that there was a vehicle in the driveway, and that's using one of these smart analytic cameras. And I picked up my phone and I looked at it, and it was a friend of the family that was dropping something off at our door. But it was really pretty awesome to know, hey, I know that somebody's out there, and I was able to quickly identify who it was. I know it was, not a threat, somebody that was okay being there at the house. But that really happened to me this morning, and it's a great example of how the smart video analytics, smart cameras can really, really help to know what's going on at your property.
Absolutely. I have another example. Just today, I was with a customer. We're installing their house and their business, and she tells me, we were just a day too late. Last night I got toilet papered, and it would have been great to know who it was. This customer has teenage children, so obviously they're assuming that it was a friend of the family. But daughter's car got wrapped in toilet paper. The boat got wrapped in toilet paper. And again, just another tool. If the cameras would have been installed one day sooner, they would have received notifications in the middle of the night when that occurred.
It's interesting because when I was a teenager and somebody was getting toilet papered, it was usually because you didn't like them.
Yeah.
But as I've learned with my teenagers, now kids these days are toilet papering all their friends, and it's
Buddies.
no big deal. Yeah. So anyways, that's a great use case right there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, hey, next on the list is we're going to talk about smart locks. So, Troy, what is a smart lock and how's it going to help our customers out?
So a smart lock is just that. What it does is it allows you to create automations for your home. So something as simple as, I'll back up a little bit. When I first had children, my favorite feature of my house was walking up to the front door and punching in a code. And when I punched in that code, what would happen is, well, it'd unlock the door. I hated fumbling with keys, but then it would automatically disarm my system for me. So I didn't have to then step inside, punch in another 4-digit code. And so how does that benefit people? Well, other use cases are going to be, for instance, the customer this morning, she has a business and wants to know when employees are coming and going because they show up, they're going to pick up some equipment, but that could be at 9 o'clock at night. What'll happen is the input of that code. So if Troy accessed the system, that customer can receive a text message or push notification stating that Troy accessed this door at this time. So again, it brings you kind of full circle into the awareness to know and understand what's happening at your property.
Absolutely. That's great. I think another great use for that is when people are on vacation and somebody's watching their animals or checking on the animals a couple times a day. I know we've had customers that they just want to know that, hey, somebody's checking on the cat's food and water once a day in the garage or something.
Yep.
And those smart locks can actually send the customer a text message just to let them know that the neighbor came in and checked on the cats and that everything's okay. So
Absolutely.
The smart locks are definitely a great feature to have at your home. Mm-hmm. Okay, something that's we've been doing a long time, and it's still important today as it was 30, 40 years ago. Intrusion detection, like detecting if somebody is in the process of breaking in my house. How does that work?
So intrusion detection would be what most folks would know as a standard alarm system. With a standard alarm system, you're going to have sensing equipment on doors, motion detectors, on windows that are going to, if arming the system, are going to let you know if an intrusion occurs. We have the ability to automate systems. People are busy these days, and what happens is, well, I forget to arm my system, I forget to disarm it, but we can set up automations so those things automatically occur. But the biggest benefit is knowing that something happened and getting a professional response. So if your system is armed and a door opens, for instance, if it's not you or someone with a proper user code, it's going to generate an alarm, so a siren's going to sound, and then it's also going to communicate with the monitoring center, who's then going to take action in contacting you or the local authorities to have some form of police response, or in an instance, not necessarily intrusion, but something that ties into these systems is fire protection. If a smoke detector goes off, getting that monitored response from a professional authority.
Absolutely. And just thinking about that, intrusion detection, going back to the smart cameras, when those cameras are paired with an intrusion system, it's really a great combination, because now I know that somebody's possibly broken into the house, and with the video, I can see them. We have the ability to send that video to our dispatch center or just send it to the customer on their cell phone, and it's a great combination.
Absolutely. And that alarm panel is the central hub or the brain of the intrusion system. And what's really neat is it's also a part of the whole ecosystem is considered smart. So it starts to understand and figure out what your normal habits are. And so, for instance, even if your system is not armed, but you walk out your back door at midnight because you're up late letting the dog out, and that's not normal to you, it would send you a notification telling you that there's been unexpected activity that would then obviously let you know, hey, something's happened. Now, in most cases, it's just you, it's just me, but it's always good to know if it wasn't and you didn't have that system armed.
Okay, property awareness.
Property
right?
awareness,
That's
exactly.
what we're talking about.
You bet.
Property awareness. Okay. Along the lines of property awareness, in our interactive app that our customers can have on their cell phones, there's an activity button. And that's definitely one of my favorite things on my system. And can you tell everybody how the activity button works?
Absolutely. So the activity button inside the app is a really nice feature that's going to give you an overview of everything that's happened. And what's really nice is if you know that, for instance, a package was delivered this morning and you got the notification, but I didn't look back at it. If you go to that activity button, there's information in there from doors opening and closing to someone coming up on the porch and the doorbell detecting it to the garage door opening, and you're able to jump and just get a really good overview. And, for me personally, I found my wife, who is a self-professed non-technical person, it would be her preference to still use a flip phone. I had no idea she even knew about the activity button. And she said her favorite thing in the whole system is being able to open it up, hit that activity, and see everything that's going on today. Or if they're all just getting up, but I've already left, see what time I left, what doors were open, if I let the dog out, things of that nature. So it's really neat.
It is. It's a great feature on our systems, and I know a lot of people really like to use that activity button. So, cool. You touched on it briefly earlier with regards to fire protection, as well as there's carbon monoxide sensors. But when it comes to the topic of life safety, a lot of times the smart home systems and the alarm systems, we think about those things. Sometimes we don't talk enough, I feel like, about the importance of life safety, fire protection. I know there's been incidents even locally in the past few years about people that have been overcome by carbon monoxide.
Yep.
And these things are really, really critical to our homes and keeping people safe. Can you touch base on those a little bit?
Certainly. So as another addition to the intrusion system, we have life safety devices that can be attached to the system. And again, the big thing that I want to touch on, and when we meet with customers and we discuss these options with them, it's really critical and important that we're discussing the life safety options, because when people are calling for an intrusion system or cameras, that's kind of the last thing on their mind. But one of the biggest and most beneficial features of the system is the ability to attach these life safety devices. Anything from smoke detection to carbon monoxide detection, having those in place. We have examples of even people that work at our office who during the day got notified that a smoke detector went off, and naturally we live in this world, thought, well, maybe it was a false alarm, but then smoke detector number 2 went off and there was an actual kitchen fire. And what is really most outstanding to me is the amount of homes and businesses even that don't have any basic smoke detection or a lack of smoke detection or carbon monoxide detection. Statistically, in terms of fatalities or anything like that could happen, negative property loss, it's because there's either a lack of it or none at all. And so the ability to have it tied in and again get a professional response if it does go off is hugely beneficial.
Absolutely. It's critical, and we can't talk about that enough.
Absolutely.
Okay, something else that can be part of these systems, it's something we like to call environmental protection. And one example of that is water detection or flood detectors, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea is that, hey, if water is left running for a long period of time, that's going to cause a flood inside the property. And how does that work with these detectors if a customer were to have a monitored flood detection system in place?
So again, we're going back to the whole ecosystem of everything that you can attach to this system. And things such as water detectors, flood detectors are, again, just going to give you the ability to be aware, again, property awareness of what's happening when it happens. Water damage is the number one insurance claim in the United States to the tune of billions of dollars. And I have an exact example. Not long ago, I had done some connections with the garbage disposal and dishwasher, but I had turned on the dishwasher, and now practice what you preach. I did not have a flood detector in place at the time, but was lucky enough to be in my basement when water was coming through from the dishwasher, able to get that remedied, and guess what? Now flood detector's in place. Because it's just that, it's the notification that it happens when it happens. And my wife likes to remind me that black mold starts growing within 24 to 48 hours in a damp environment. So extremely important to have those things taken care of and have them addressed when it occurs.
Absolutely. No, those are things that we know they happen. You mentioned it's the number one insurance claim. I've heard that. I've heard that many times as well before. And it's something, again, we want to make sure that our customers and the community is aware of these items that can help us with property detection or property awareness, I guess. And again, I always think about it like, if it's 2 p.m. and I'm at work and nobody's home, I like to be aware of what's happening at my property. If it's 2 a.m. and everybody's home sleeping, I still want to be aware of what's happening in and around my property. And these are all tools and solutions and services that we provide to our customers that can help them be more aware of what's happening, whether it's 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. And some great solutions there, Troy. So, hey, thanks for taking the time, and thank you all for taking the time to be with us today and learn more about property awareness and solutions that Schmidt Security Pro and Schmidt Fire can bring to you.